Traditionally, Practical Caravan's Tourer of the Year award has tended to be given to something that's more affordable, maybe more family orientated. So why this year has it gone to the Lunar Delta RI, a huge luxury twin-axle caravan? Well, we'll find out when we get aboard in a few minutes. But Lunar is so confident about the success of this van that it's brought not one to the NEC, but two. From the outside, the Delta RI looks much like the rest of the Delta range, which is no bad thing. It's a pretty good looking van, fairly square perhaps, but with some stylish graphics, and for the 2016 season, some really fantastic looking alloy wheels, look as if they've come straight off a Land Rover Discovery Luxe. You might be surprised to find the services here, on the near side, which isn't ideal, but also right slap bang in the centre of the van. Now remember that because it's one of the key selling points of the RI. Let's step aboard to have a good look around inside. Usually with caravans at the NEC, because the lighting here is so terrible, there's an enormous spotlight fitted into the roof light to make the van feel really welcoming inside. But it's testament to the quality of the lighting in the Delta RI that this van doesn't even have one fitted. The lighting in this lounge is completely standard fit to the caravan. There are LED strip lights above the lockers, below the lockers, and these are other nice little spotlights in each corner of the lounge. In the day, there's also the huge sky view roof light, which for 2016 has been enlarged. It really is massive and it fills the place with light. It also means you don't need the default choice front sunroof, which means that you get an extra couple of really good sized roof lockers in here. This lounge itself is really lovely. The cushions are sprung rather than foam filled, which makes them super comfortable as sofas. At night, they drop down with the pull-out slats to form a double bed. Now, it's not a particularly massive double bed, but that's not a great problem because this van is resolutely a caravan for couples. It's roomy enough to have some friends over to stay, and the four of you can sit around this lounge area with the freestanding table, and there's plenty of room to dine. I also really like neat details such as internal and external access to the bed boxes. There are some other great lighting options here in the kitchen, such as this backlighting for the upper cupboards, which looks really fantastic, really effective. And it's a very nice kitchen area. We've got a separate oven and grill, a dual fuel 4-burner hob, and a lovely big stainless steel sink with a chrome mixer tap. If that workspace isn't enough for you, and frankly it should be, it's pretty generous, there's also a lift-up worktop flap at the end. My only criticism is there's only one plug in here, so if you want to use a kettle and something else, it's a bit of a shortage. Underneath there are two enormous cupboards, which is great. Instead of fiddly little drawers, you'll also find, praise be, storage for the table in here, so you haven't got to march all the way through the van when you want to set up the dining table. On the other side, there's a microwave, sited quite high for some, but the reason it's up there is underneath there's a simply massive fridge and separate freezer. In front of them, there's a sideboard, which is the perfect place to pop your TV. And over there, on the wall by the door, the control panel for the Aldi wet central heating. Now, the central washroom isn't unique to the Delta RI, but Lunar has certainly achieved it better than most we've come across. This really is an enormously spacious washroom for a caravan. There's a huge double height airing cupboard here, plenty of space around the loo, and in front a bowl sink which looks very attractive with its chrome tap, and an almost full height mirror. As one of my colleagues pointed out, if you take a couple of steps back into the kitchen area, you can get a full height view of yourself to check out your outfit before you go out for the evening. There's also this rather nice large circular shower cubicle. There is some intrusion from the wheel arch in there, but it's not too bad, you can still turn fully around. There's even a heated towel rail in here. And that just leaves the master suite at the end of the van. Like the bathroom, this bedroom at the back truly is something special, and it's also unique. Plenty of manufacturers this season have given us transverse island beds, and others have given us central washrooms. But Lunar's the only one to put both into the same van, and it works brilliantly well. It endows such a sense of space in every room. I also really like the furnishings in this room. These soft padded panels really soften up the whole look of the room, and the big window at the back and the huge skylight above means there's plenty of light in here. This bed is pretty comfortable. There's masses of storage all around with his and hers wardrobes and a couple of roof lockers. There's also a little shelf for your cup of tea or your book and a speaker for the sound system, so you can laze in bed listening to Radio 4 on a Sunday morning. And of course, being a transverse island bed, there's masses of storage underneath, which you can access from both inside and outside the van. So there you have it, one very luxurious caravan. But at less than £27,000, it's also one that's relatively affordable considering what you get for the money. And at 1,710 kilos, it's something you can tow with any decent sized SUV. So it may only be a caravan for a couple, but they are going to be two very lucky caravanners.